Mexico.
You gonna miss my sure like the bone. Woo, gonna miss my sure like the bone.
When I first met Little Richard, it's incredible. I was in Augusta, Georgia, and Richard came over with all this makeup and this loud suit. I can't remember what the color it was. He was a young man, you know. I was standing by my car, and he said, I want a car just like that. I want to get me a car just like that. I want to get out of Georgia, blah, blah, blah.
Georgia was always too subdued for the young Richard Penniman. Born in 1932, he grew up with 11 brothers and sisters in a poor black neighborhood by the railroad tracks.
The train would shake the house that was in front of the track. Everybody would get out of the bed because the train shook the house because they couldn't sleep. And the train would say, chaka, 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 chaka. And it was, to me, it was a rhythm. To me, it was just like a song, you know, and it had this thing to it to me.
Little Richard, as he decided to call himself, was to take Fats Domino's sound even further with a unique vocal style that came from listening to the elders in his childhood church.
There wasn't no piano and no organ or nothing. You know, they would stump their feet. Everybody would just stump their feet. You know, everybody be rocking. Everybody. No music. Everybody. I'm bossy, and merely to save my soul. You know, everybody, you know, that was that old thing. And now, wasn't no piano beating and wasn't no organ playing. It was just people's old folks stumping their feet and moaning and groaning.
Lucy, baby, satisfy my heart. Lucy, baby, satisfy my heart. I play for Richard, baby. The days are such a wonderful start.
When Little Richard first came to New Orleans in the early 50s, the city was a rich gumbo of people of all races, united by a love for good times and rhythmic music.
Baby, don't you need a man around?
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm glad to be here, and I hope these are the same. So, Mr. Aru, you're now finna hear Little Richard and his upsetters.
He first began to make a name for himself and develop his outrageous stage act in clubs like the Dewdrop Inn, where his act was staged between exotic dancers and female impersonators. Then, in 1955, he came to record at a studio on the edge of the French Quarter, just as Fats Domino had done, using many of the same musicians.
Little Richard was a total extrovert, and he really worked real hard at doing his very best. He's gay, and I guess it was part of a kind of Queen of the May complex, but he really wanted to be the very best. And if you talk to him, and even till today, he'll tell you he's the best.
I'm the innovator, I'm the emancipator, I'm the originator, I'm the architect of rock and roll. Don't you forget it, this is me. Nobody but me, ain't nothing like me nowhere. Ah, this is me here, Little Richard, baby, the innovator, the architect.
Wow.
Exactly.
You have to realize that he came in with this high pompadour on his head with a collar that was made like an oriental. Yeah, staying up in the back, and I saw him. I said, the dragon lady from this, from the cartoon, you know, that I saw in the movie.
Terry and the Pirates.
Terry and the Pirates. Richard was really.
He was outside.
Yeah.
We had finished the session in the studio, and they wanted me to sound like Ray Charles and B.B. King, but I was tired of that. You know, being young and a teenager, I wanted to sound different. Me and the young kids, we was tired of all that slow music. We wanted the boogie. You know, same as when rap music came in today, the kids got tired of what's going on. They wanted something different. They wanted something from their generation. You know, so what I did, I started singing Tutti Frutti loud as I can. Wop, bop, boom, bop, lop, bam, boom, woo, just screaming. And people say, oh, he's going crazy. Tutti Frutti, oh, Rudy. 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 Wop, bop, boom, bop.
Little Richard was so hot. If you went into town behind Richard, say Indianapolis, Indiana, you had to wait 2 months if he was there, 3 months, because he would sweep the whole town clean. Everybody went to see Little Richard. He was so exciting.
But the white station wouldn't play black records. You had to, it was about 4 or 5 black radio stations in the whole country. And the white station wouldn't play me. But I was hitting big. But the white kids had my record, but I wasn't on the radio, you know, and they would hear it from WLAC, because WLAC went across the whole country.
It was radio that began to break down the musical barriers. Driving up from New Orleans to Memphis, the listener could hear a wide variety of radio stations, all with segregated playlists of country or ballads. Then a few disc jockeys at all-white WLAC Nashville began playing rhythm and blues for black listeners.
All right, WLAC Blues Time. The old jiving horse man, Bill Allen. We got music for you tonight. Wynonie Harris. I got some good rockin' tonight.
They found that white kids started to tune in too, drawn by the mystery of these late-night sounds.
It was a phenomenon. It was something that was happening. It was completely new. Now, there'd been black music forever, and all of these songs had been around. Blues had been around forever, but they'd been in the black community and nowhere else. All right, friends, coming up right now, Louis Jordan, the Timpani 5, and Saturday Night Fish Fry. Let it rip.
If you ever been down to New Orleans, then you can understand just what I mean. Now, all through the week, you're quiet as a mouse, but on Saturday night, they go from house to house. You don't have to pay the usual admission if you're a cook or a waiter or a good musician. So if you happen to be just passing by, stop in at the Saturday Night Fish Fry.
I'd play a record, and I said, man, that is tight like that. And it would just come out, you know, something would come out. And then people would call, and they'd say, are you black or white? Or are you black or white? Oh, man, are you black? And I said, does it make any difference? And I never said one way or the other.
And people knew about black music all over the country because it was a 50,000 clear watt station. And he went way down, way up, way over, way across. You could hear Horse Allen.
Down in New Orleans where everything's fine, all them cats is
White disc jockeys elsewhere caught the trend. In Cleveland, Alan Freed began playing rhythm and blues and called it rock and roll, black slang for sex. As did fast-talking, hard-drinking DJ Dewey Phillips in a city that became another crossroads for the new music, Memphis. In Memphis, black energy and white energy started to come together in a way that would eventually cause rock and roll to explode across the whole country. The catalyst for this transracial fusion was a 27-year-old radio engineer who decided to record some of the songs he was hearing.